All right, so one of the reasons why they really think that they're going to win is because they have not been spiritually judged at any of these points. Now, as I said, the judgment that has happened to them is this binding, but no punishment has come upon them. They've been sealed, but there's been no fulfillment of the judgment for what they have done. That will take place at the end of this period right here. They will not have their kingdom age. None of it. They don't have even 1 foot of it. What they do experience is they experience the control of the rule of the dominion of the Antichrist for 7 years. But we can't even say that that's written in stone, because there's a lot of discrepancy about how this 70-week prophecy of Daniel is understood. The best thing to do and understand is that the Bible does absolutely clarify, and even in the words of Jesus Christ, do clarify that they do get their dominion here in the last days, and that we will see the fulfillment of this Antichrist in physical form. We will. But it will only be for a short time, and that will be during the tribulation period. It won't be in the period that they think that they're going to have this golden age on earth. So one of the reasons why they think that they're going to make this possible is because they have not had a spiritual judgment take place against them. There's been no punishment. So in other words, they believe that Jesus Christ has no power over them. But as I told you, they keep enacting these physical judgments each time to lessen the population. Now, were there judgments that preceded the Eden point? Yes, there were. There were judgments that preceded Eden. Does the Bible record it? Yes, it does. We've already talked about it before. So even in the beginning of Genesis, it's raining outside right now, is what you hear. Even in the beginning of Genesis, the Bible will record an earlier judgment that takes place before the second line in the very first chapter of Genesis. And it describes civilizations further in Jeremiah that will clarify this, that have been destroyed. Now, this is where I told you that not all of these cyclic judgments have been exactly the same. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to blend the cycle of physical destruction and judgment into the planet's own cycle of destruction that it's experienced. And it is going to relate back to the passage of the dwarf star, which is real. The dwarf star is a binary sun that orbits our sun. Okay, it's real. Did it cause chaos in the past? It absolutely did. Yes, it did. It caused much destruction. Did it cause a lot of destruction throughout our solar system? It absolutely did. Is it the reason why we have a retrograde motion of our asteroid belt? Yes, it is. It's the reason why we have many anomalies throughout our solar system, which are just a whole other video to talk about. But the dwarf star orbit throughout our solar system has long since stabilized. And to my calculations, we haven't experienced anything from a perturbance from this orbit for at least 14,000 years. Okay, but what they're trying to do is blend this destruction in to this understanding of the orbit of the dwarf star. But the only problem is that this orbit of the dwarf star is 3,600, not 5,125. So it doesn't match the path of destruction of these world age cycles. But that's one of the reasons why they've cut the understanding of the Bible off in Earth's history to about 6,000 years and some change. They don't want you to believe that there's these other cycles out there. That way you could never match up these cycles of destruction to the world age system. There's a lot going on. There's a whole lot to get confused about. But let's just understand this, that they have not experienced a spiritual judgment. That's why they think that God has no power over them. And they're flexing their muscle throughout each of these stages. Now, what I want you to understand is that the kings of the earth have believed that if they just did the work through this cycle, that they would experience a golden age. Well, they don't ever have it. The spirit beings have known that they were never going to get this golden age until they completed these 7 cycles, which is imitating the path of the chakra. But they just had to convince the kings of the earth that they would to get them to do the work at each one of these. So at each stage, the kings have been duped. They haven't been getting what they wanted. They've lived and died and never seen it.